and welcome to this unboxing of the game I have been waiting for to be re-released since I read it was in the works. It's Necromunda! And yes, I too think it's ironic that I just now unbox it, as it has been out for, well, ages. But money and having to be a responsible adult kept on punching me in the nuts. We start off with blast and fire templates, cause as we all know, narrow corridors and cramped rooms goes hand in hand with flamethrowers. And we can't forget House Escher's delightful chem thrower. There's also 2 blast markers, one for grenades and one for some serious badassery. My guess it's for when the enemies have been extra naughty. Anyway, here we have a sprue filled with crates, boxes and metal covers. These lovely crates can be used as, well, ammo refills or why not a mission objective, like get as many you can back to your side of the map before you die. And looking at the weapon damage of some of the bigger guns, you're gonna die. Oh, and if that's not enough, they can be booby-trapped with bombs. The crates, I mean, not the weapons. There are even tiny grenade clusters to put in the boxes to make it even more realistic. Yeah, really cool, yeah. But watch out, it might get ya. Next we have the wall and door sprue. The walls are to change the look and feel of the game table. Maybe use them to cut off the fastest way to get between rooms. This way when you play, you will need to use the whole board in different ways. Or why not split up a room into 2? And the doors are what they sound like. They are doors. And in some games it can take an action to open a door, or why not even a turn. And during this time a lot can happen on the other side of the door. Or maybe this is where you catch up to your enemies. Or worse, they catch up to you. Mommy! But what's this, you say? A sprue full of tiny leftover parts? No. It's of course the first sprue of 2 of the glorious House Escher. They are, as you see, in many pieces. So you can arrange them and even switch out weapons and maybe add some grenades for when you're gonna meet that special someone. I most likely will follow the guide on how to put them together. This I will do for 2 reasons. 1. There are fighter cards already printed and included in this box. 2. I mean, just look at those heads. They are so tiny. If I'm left to my own devices, I will most likely put one on backwards. House Escher is the all-woman clan, and yes, I know what you are thinking. Smartest and strongest? I might as well give up before the match starts when I meet them. I feel it too. But the reason they are only women is because there is something wrong with the male being born into House Escher. So they made the logical choice to be only ladies. It is quite the history behind all the gangs, so I recommend looking into the lore as it makes the battles all that richer. And here we have them, the big boys. They are so beefed up, some of them are even bigger than a space marine. They are also extremely aggressive and maybe not the sharpest minds. Gang Goliath are the complete opposite of House Escher. So really clever of Games Workshop to put both of them in the starting box, eh? The life expectancy is really low in this gang due to the added strain on their bodies from body enhancing chems and extremely heavy work tending to Necromunda's furnaces. There's a bunch of them. Most likely, the going all in for close combat in battles is something that can be a factor to the low lifespan. And here we have a picture of one of my gangers. As you see, I chose the color from my logo. Cause narcissism. And if you like it, please do check out my Instagram for more of my paints and builds. Link in the description. That's enough of self-promotion. assembly sheet for the miniatures, and for some of the walls and doors. As I said earlier, it's recommended to start out with these builds, as there are pre-made fighter cards for them. And most likely will be a no heads backward bonus. Back to Goliaths. I do find it quite cool that their leaders are chosen in an arena battle to the death. This means their leader can be dumb as a doorknob, as long as he's extremely good at fighting. Just think what hilarious campaigns one can build out of that. The Necromunda rulebook, and holy cow is it a big one. 104 pages big, all the hows and the whats are in here. The beginning of it goes in depth on how Necromunda looks and feels, the different factions and loyalties, why things are like they are and why gangs go to war. And this also gives some good idea on how to set up your gang's backstory. There are some funny rules too, like the ricochet and falling rules. There is everything from how many points a knife costs and how many dice to roll to see how many credits one gets after a successful mission. There is also the doctor roll, which is funny cause most of the times it's less expensive to let them die and put in a fresh recruit. And as I said, there's missions in there, so one can learn from a basic mission all the way to how to set up one's own campaign. To fight all the way into darkness, down in the bowels of the tower. Ugh, scared myself a little there. Two quick sheets with the most used rules. Cause flicking through the rulebook every time one's friends are wrong gets old real fast. Me being wrong? What do you mean me? I'm infallible, I tell you! And here we have a big pile of cards. There are 20 fighter cards already printed with the names of the pre-made gang. Names like Bone Snapper, Nox the Ripper and Skullshank. Now indulge me, say the names out loud in a gritty English accent while you think the color green. Yeah, no right! They are great orc names. Thank you for seeing it too. In the pile there are 22 blank fighter cards. This is so we can make our own gang. I will be making a scav gang out of a bunch of Nurgle demons and the guns left over from the gangers in this box. Also in here are a bunch of tactics cards that will give you and your opponent different advantages at the start of the game. Others give benefits at the start of your turns. Some break attacks, which is freaking frustrating. Dice! Lots and lots of dice with different symbols. 6 are regular numbered ones, although they spruced it up with a... I want to say part of Skeletor from He-Man. 6 are wound dices. You either get down, flesh wounded or dead. When the skull appear, a visit to the incredibly expensive dock is awaiting. And there are 4 dices that has hit, scatter and ammo roll. Scatter is funny as hell when it fails as the grenade rolls into team members. Well, if you're on the opposing team. Figure bases for the miniatures! I will paint them up to look like they are metal with rust on them. My guess though is that that is how the majority of you will do. And that's not so surprising, cause there ain't much else down there. Well, maybe some slime. The big ones are for Goliath and the small for Escher. But do try the other way around. It's a free country. And here they are, the game board tiles. Oh, just look at them. So well painted. There are 9 of them and they are double-sided. For your pleasure. Sorry about that. That didn't even make sense. And they are made to look like dimly lit corridors in the Necromunda Underhive. Some have slime that hurt you when you stand on it, and some have pitfalls that goes all the way down to the sump. If one of your gangers get pushed back over the edge from explosion or weapon knockback, then it's bye-bye forever. Well, at least if you get the worst roll. Usually the ganger will be back next mission, but with some fun defect. The markers and other goodies. As you heard me explain when I talked about the dice, there are a fun chance to get wounded instead of insta-kill. Some characters have 1 wound, some 3, and there's most likely some with a crazy amount. There are 1 wound on one side and 2 on the other. There are also fire markers. These you will use more than you think. Some are out of ammo tokens. There is also 2 line of sight markers and a couple of pipes to put on the battlefield. Why not crawl through a wall for that annoying ambush everyone so likes to do, but hate to receive? And that's all for this unboxing. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, as that helps me out. Helps? How you say? Well, I then get to know that you actually enjoyed my video and that I'm not just wasting your time. So, thanks again, bye bye.